Hello everyone. I hope your day is fine. The thing I want to bring out today is about Jehovah's Witnesses and the blood issue. This book was written the same year I was born, 1961. Blood, medication, the law of God. So if this book is the law of God, that means there should be no changes before this book or after this book, because God's law do not change. It doesn't bend, or he decided later down the line he wanted to change the doctrine. It don't work that way with God, because everything he says, that's what the law is. This book is copyrighted in 1961. I brought that out. The Watchtower Bible Tract Society of Pennsylvania. And, of course, the main headquarters, Brooklyn, New York, USA. Blood, medication, and the law of God. Page 13, I found something very interesting. God's law and the blood transfusion. Is God's law violated by these medical procedures that involved the use of blood? It is wrong to sustain life by administering a transfusion of blood. Now let's read that again. Is it wrong to sustain life? That means your wife, you, your child, by not letting them have blood transfusion to live. So what they're saying is, you're supposed to die by administering a transfusion of blood. Okay, now it says or. Or means there's something else. If you're not allowed to have blood, there's something else you're not supposed to have. Plasma, or red cells, or other of the components, parts of the blood. So that's yes. So that means you're not supposed to have whole blood or blood fractions. And this is the book, the law of God. So that means God's law, you're not supposed to have blood or blood fractions. Has Jehovah's Witnesses truly kept this for all these years when they was Bible students and later on they became Jehovah's Witnesses? Did they keep the real truth law of God on about blood? Well, 1945, here's a chart. They was allowed, before 1945, they could take whole blood, major blood, or minor blood fractions. After around 1945, they changed it. They wasn't allowed to have nothing. So that's when people started dying for blood transfusion, because they wasn't allowed to have blood. But before 1945, you was allowed. From 82 to 2000, you can have small fractions of blood allowed. As long as it's not whole blood, you was okay. 2000, you was allowed to have small blood fractions. So going back to that again, is it wrong to abstain life by administrating a blood? Talk about transfusion of the blood of or plasma or red blood cells or any other components, parts of the blood? Yes. So that means in 2000, when they changed it that you could have fractions of the blood, then they're breaking God's law in this book, because it says blood was wrong, and anything, the components of the blood itself, Jehovah's Witnesses was not supposed to take. So did Jehovah's Witnesses breaking God's law in 2000, allowing people to have blood fraction? And from 2000 all the way back to 1982, they was allowed to have some fractions allowed. Or way before that, the Bible students and Jehovah's Witnesses was allowed to have blood in different stages. Since the Bible is the truth, and everything that's written in the Bible, most all of it is talking about the Jews, their traditions, their beliefs, and the way they saw the blood issue of what Jehovah's Witnesses have been teaching. Is the Jews today holding up to what Jehovah's Witnesses teach by not having blood transfusions or giving blood? This is from one of the Jewish hospitals, a picture of Jews sitting down giving blood. So they're giving blood to save a life, and if their life was in danger, that their brothers and sisters of Jews will be giving blood to any one of these men if they really needed it. So my question is, if the Jews is taking blood and receiving blood, and they follow what the Bible teaches about the blood issue, doesn't that mean there's something wrong with Jehovah's Witnesses religion when their teaching of the blood jump from different parts of years? You're allowed, not allowed, you're allowed, you're not allowed. But these Jews, it never changed. So my question is that book is really word of God, the law of God, or is it the law of the governing body to make the Jews and everybody else look bad for taking blood or giving blood, to make them look like they're perfect and make them look like they're obeying God's law, when really they're killing their own people, they're killing the young ones, and taking what could save their lives and telling them not to take it when the Jews are allowed to give blood and receive it? There's something wrong with this religion of Jehovah's Witnesses. Please, wake up.